quite difficult to do a comparison of the IAEA with other organisations in terms of effectiveness or efficiency. My own study looked primarily at the agency. There were a couple of comparative areas with other organisations, but the IAEA is unique. That's a laboured word, but there's no other body that deals with nuclear governance in the international system in the way the agency does. So it's really difficult to compare it with a body like UNESCO, for instance, which deals with social and educational issues, with the World Food Programme, which deals with food. Obviously requires a lot of funding for food projects and providing food to developing countries. It's hard to find an organisation that is quite in the same category as the IAEA. The International Civil Aviation Organisation is one that I did look at, but more in terms of the authorities it gives to its governing boards rather than effective and efficient management. The agency has a good reputation. Most people you talk to say it's reasonably efficient and effective compared to other UN-type organisations, but it's really quite difficult to measure precisely. There have been various studies over the years by outside observers of the agency, and by and large they say it is good value for money and is relatively efficient and effective. But between the lines you can see difficulties, as in all organisations, whether international or corporate or national. No organisation is perfect. So I think on the whole it's well governed. I think it certainly represents value for money given its incredibly important role in international security. But to be very precise is quite difficult. And one of the recommendations of the CG report is that an independent management study be done of the agency. There hasn't been such a thing for now a decade, and it's high time it was done. And it needs to be independent, it needs to be comprehensive, it needs to look at all of the facets of the agency management in a way that my own report could not do. You need specialists in management essentially to look at the agency and to make brave recommendations. So this has to be truly a standoff inquiry, not part of the agency's own internal processes.